Welcome to EO Secrets, Episode 3. And as you can see, we have a new welcome gate. And if you haven't filled out your name and email address and joined EO Secrets for free, what are you waiting for? Without further ado, let's get right into this episode, Episode 3. It's about 15 minutes, and enjoy. Listen all the way through to the end of the welcome episode, and you will unlock the first secret, which is a free ebook and PDF that explains some of the wonders of essential oils. Additionally, at the end of this podcast, you will learn how to sponsor your first wellness advocate, as well as find other valuable links to many useful business tools. This is the welcome episode for those who signed up for EO Secrets at eosecrets.com opt-in page. You can find the link and join EO Secrets for free at eosecrets.com. So if you're listening to a podcast, go on over to eosecrets.com and opt in. It's free. When you opt in to EO Secrets, you're going to have access to the Secrets page, which has EO Secrets ebooks and PDFs, as well as social media tool links and the most important ingredients of the secret of success in building this business. This content is provided to you in both a blog, a podcast, and a YouTube video. And in this episode, you'll learn how to 1. Better understand what makes up eosecrets.com WordPress website, as I promised in episode 2. 2. You're going to learn how to take the next step to get into EO Secrets line of doTERRA business. And that's really for the folks who logged into EO Secrets to the secret page. So they'll learn how they can actually get into the business with me and EO Secrets. And next, you're going to get the basic tools you'll need to enroll and sponsor your first wellness advocate. Now, this is a unique episode because I've sort of made it into the welcome site for the people who have signed into EO Secrets at eosecrets.com. The first topic for this episode is the EO Secrets WordPress website. And if you go back and start looking at episode 1, 2, and now 3, you see the website has grown at a quick pace and it's changing. Now, it probably won't change as much in the future. It'll change a lot slower because a lot of the big pieces are in place at this time. So anyway, episode 1, 2, and 3, you can sort of see from the pictures how the website has evolved and changed. We're going to go to some mechanics here. So for you who are techies, you're going to like this. If you're not a techie, there's other parts of WordPress in this episode that will work well for you too. So here we go. Many of you who joined doTERRA through EO Secrets will want to have an opportunity to learn how to manage a WordPress website, much like the EO Secrets website. In fact, you're going to learn how to build the same type of website over a period of time as EO Secrets for yourself, if you want to. Learning WordPress is not needed to build a business, but it is fun to have the skills and the ability to build a website, especially if you're a creative type. So first, let's look at the EO Secrets welcome page, which is sometimes known, a welcome page is sometimes known as a welcome gate, is the first thing you see when you go to EO Secrets. We want our visitors to opt in. Basically, an opt-in means it's a place that those who visit the page can leave their email address, their name and email address. And usually they'll get something in return. In this case, when you opt in at EO Secrets, you're going to have access to the secrets. And again, there's a lot of good stuff on the secrets page that will help you build your business and better understand. So we can just start building relationships. If you don't have a WordPress site, don't worry. Just send your prospects over to eosecrets.com. See, enroll and sponsor your first wellness advocate at the bottom of EO Secrets Episode 3 WordPress site, and you'll understand better how you can send them on over to eosecrets.com and still get full credit as their sponsor and enroller. Going on to the other parts of the website, the menu on the front top of the web page is also known as Navigational Bar, or menu for the website. For example, welcome, home, about, launch your team, EOTV, and secrets are all different navigational points and pages that you can go to. Some of them are links, and others are WordPress pages. The Welcome tab will take you back to the Welcome page. The Home tab is going to take you to basically the blog, where you find in the blog is the link to the podcast as well as the YouTube videos and some pictures. The About page is all about EO Secrets. The Launch Your Team page is basically just the links to make an appointment to talk to me, to see if we're a good fit to work together to build your team. The EO TV tab will take you to EO Secrets TV, basically on YouTube. We link these episodes that are on EO TV into the posts through what we call iframes. And finally, the Secrets tab is a password-protected web page. Heading on over to the customizer, we can get a peek into the inside of the menu, and we can organize the menu here, moving it around, changing the links, and changing the pages. The customizer is a relatively new tool that makes it easier to work with WordPress. And for example, here we can move menus around, we can change links, we can add links. So it's a good little tool, speeds up the process of working on the backside of your WordPress site. Go now heading over to the dashboard, which is where you basically log in and what you see after you log in as administrator. The dashboard gives you a place where you can get at a glance overview of the blog and your website. Inside the dashboard, we can go on over to look at the posts and the episodes. We'll do that right now. Looking at all posts, you can see in the bottom, you can see EO 00 EO Secrets 1, the first show and some of the second shows. But you see a bunch of drafts, which are 000, and they've got different titles and names. And these are some of the things that I'm going to talk about, like what is your why? And so we'll get less on the techie and more onto the why. Getting people to call you, a compensation plan, creating content like we're doing now, we're creating content. How to use social media, what's an essential oil. So we'll have a lot different topics, as you can see. And I've already started to set up the post so I can start writing and collecting information bits and pieces at a time. So that's what the inside of the WordPress site looks like. You know, another thing that WordPress does for me, and especially something like this, it sort of helps me organize my thoughts and both the YouTube presentation as well as the podcast and the blog. So you sort of see it's a workplace, and eventually it is published. And as it's published, which is probably going to be on Sundays or Sunday evening, you're going to get a new post each week, which again has the YouTube and the podcast. So the backside of WordPress is a place where I work and I organize my information. It's something you have to do. You know, this is not a get-rich scheme concept. This is work, it's time, and it's effort. We're actually using, in this case, we're using content marketing by building this blog, the podcast, and the YouTube to get to know people. And when they get to know you, they get to like you and understand you and trust you. And if you believe in the essential oils like I do, hopefully that'll come across. It will come across, and you'll build a successful business. You can't really say how long it's going to take to build this business, but if you keep on working on it and you just don't quit, you're going to make it. Just keep on working on it if you believe on it. And we're going to talk about things in the future too. For example, I've been ordering essential oils for 2 years now, and I do it for my entire family, and we get the lowest possible rates, get the best quality oils. And now I said, well, you know, we're going to go build this darn thing because I've been doing podcasts for 3 years and I've been building websites for 3 years. So if I hook it all together, we might as well hook it in and add this as a third source of revenue. By the way, so you guys know a little bit about me. Our main business is real estate. We have real estate companies, which we can make some very good money at times with. I also build online sites and websites and do marketing and make some money from that, as well as I'm a retired military. I did it the hard way, and that's another story in itself, so I get a pension there. I'm not rich, but I work hard, and I really enjoy doing things that are entrepreneurial, like building this business. And doTERRA is definitely a good place to go to build a business. I truly believe that if a person would focus in this full time, they'd really surprise themselves. Over a period of time, they would build a successful business that would make pretty good money. And towards the end of this, we'll have a disclosure, and you can actually find what people make at different levels in doTERRA. So that'll be probably at the bottom of this page. There'll be a little block, and that's on episodes 3's post. And finally, we're going to bring it back into the WordPress side and talk about plugins, because in episode 2, you saw me put the Blueberry Player plugin in, and basically let's go into plugins. So like I said, in episode 2, we put the Blueberry in. On EO Secrets website, we use many plugins. And a plugin is a piece of software containing a group of code that extends the functionality of the website. Basically, it makes you not have to be a coder to do a lot of different things. WordPress is getting smarter and smarter. You can actually build pretty darn good websites without knowing any code, CSS, PHP, or HTML. It's good to know a little bit, and you will, over a period of time, learn some code. But really, there's not a whole lot to do. And if you get your website all set up, you can do a lot of blogging and posting, a little bit of styling really by yourself without much assistance from anybody else. Okay, as you create, and by the way, as we create this podcast, there are over 51,514 WordPress.org certified plugins, An EO Secret is using 17 plugins installed. And that's, to me, that's quite a few, but it's not really. Yes, 10 to 20 plugins can make a pretty darn good functional website. So I think that's going to wrap it up for the techie side of WordPress. We won't probably have as much detail in the future about WordPress because I'm working on a course right now that will teach you how to go through the steps to learn WordPress. I also have a podcaster's course that's free, that's available, and I'm working on a paid course for podcasting. So those are some of the other things I'm doing. But now let's get back into the other parts of the business, which is how do you join doTERRA as a wellness advocate underneath EO Secrets with me? So the first step is to schedule a time to talk to me for about 15 minutes. You'll find the link on episode 3, or you can go to Launch Your Team and also find the link and probably a little bit more detail about how to get in contact with me and what we'll go over. So after the 15-minute discussion, if it works out and you want to join, we'll go over some different ways you can join, some expectations that I have, and we'll take about 30 minutes. We'll either do it on the phone or we can go up on what I call a Zoom call on the computer back and forth. It really is up to you at what level you are at to work with communications and systems and processes. But the bottom line is I want you to succeed. And if you succeed, I'm going to succeed. So it's going to be a team effort. So going into part 3 of this podcast and post and blog and YouTube, we're going to talk about enrolling and sponsoring your first wellness advocate. So once you signed up, you have a number and you're in the system, let's start working at this inch by inch because it's going to be a cinch if you do it inch by inch. First thing you have to do is have confidence in yourself, believe in essential oils, and trust doTERRA. After you sign up as a wellness advocate with EO Secrets, every day, take a couple of minutes to send out a few email recommendations to people. Now, when you start sending out emails, initially just send it out a couple of days. You're going to learn what works and what doesn't work. You're going to figure out your own style. Also, when you go ahead and you've already joined in the EO Secrets group with me, you're going to want to blind copy me so I can sort of help you out, see what's going on, as well as if they go over to EO Secrets and sign up, I'll see that they signed up under you and you'll get full credit as long as you were the first person who put their name in. You'll get full credit for sponsorship and enrollment. It's that easy. So just inch by inch is a cinch, couple a day. Couple things that I recommend is be direct. Examples of emails you might want to send out, something like this. I'd like to invite you to check out eosecrets.com, which is all about essential oils. I'm looking into the oils and I would like your thoughts, your ideas and thoughts or something of that nature. You might also add in something like this. If you're not interested, I understand, but I would recommend that you do look into essential oils. And if you like, I would be happy to send you a couple samples of the essential oils. And you can see the magic that they have, at least the magic they have on me. And I would assume they'd have that same magic with you. Again, I want to go back is you got to really create your own style. If you send out a couple, 2 or 3 emails a day, you'll figure out your style and you'll figure out what works. It might sound awkward at first, but really it's not. Also realize that maybe 25, 30% of the people really open email these days. It really depends. In some of our more advanced stations, as we evolve and you learn to build a list, and that's in another episode, you're going to be doing autoresponders, things of that nature. And that's a whole different ballgame. But initially, just build that first line of team. I mean, you get 3 to 4 people in front of you and you start helping them and they do the same thing. You're off and running and have a great business. And the next thing you know, you'll be silver in doTERRA. Now, since you've probably already signed in to eosecrets.com, go ahead and make sure you go over to eosecrets/secrets and go in. Also, if you signed up right before you started listening to this podcast or during this podcast, probably in about 5 minutes or when you're done listening to this podcast, you'll be able to go into your mailbox and find the link and the password to eosecrets.com/secrets. That's the secrets tabs on the website. One last thought. The oils are amazing and the opportunity to build a doTERRA business online or offline with the help of EO Secrets is just a phone call away. My cell phone is 775-527-4276. When you have a minute, head on over to EO Secrets episode 3 and check out the earnings disclosure summary at the bottom of the post. With a little bit of luck and hard work, you can make silver in 30 to 90 days, which, per doTERRA's earning disclosure, is about $26,600 per year. Now, that is just the start. So go on over to episode 3 at EO Secrets. Go to the bottom of the page and look at some of the other levels and what they make. And you'll also find a link to the disclosure from doTERRA that documents this income information. Again, this is Bill Conrad. I want to thank you for listening to EO Secrets Podcast, Episode 3. Make sure you go and catch us on YouTube. Would really appreciate, though, on the podcast if you would give us a rating and review. And on YouTube, make sure you leave a comment. Be nice on the comments. And also like and follow. So without further ado, I will see you next week on eosecrets.com. And I hope to hear from you, too. Give me a call.